Good morning, everyone. I'm Janaki Gattu, and I work as a manager for Geosys Enterprise Solutions Private Limited, an ISO 9001 and 2015 certified organization. It is also an ISRI partner company, and today we are going to present you a tech talk on monitoring real-time emergencies using GIS. After this tech talk, you can ask all your queries, and we'll try our best to answer all your queries. And the agenda for today is: generally, the public safety officials need real-time monitoring system or an update on what's going on the field. So a common operating system which will show them all the emergency events in that particular area. So in the earlier days, each and every department used to track its own activities. Now, in today's Tech Talk, we are going to see as a GIS professional how we can use our operations dashboard for our GIS to simultaneously track various emergencies like fire, police, and medical responses to any kind of emergency calls, incoming emergency calls. So, here in today's Tech Talk, I'm going to uh, teach you about how we can explore a dashboard and how we create a map and how we can configure different pop-ups and configuring the feature search and create a dashboard. Let's see like what is a dashboard. A dashboard is a graphical user interface which basically gives us a glance of all the key performance indicators relevant to a particular objective or business process. It's nothing but a form of data visualization. Let us suppose you have given a project by your project manager saying that to track the COVID-19 cases in a particular area. So you wanted to know how many cases has been registered last day and how exponentially the virus has been increasing, and you want to actually track down in which areas are being affected. So all this you wanted to see in one single page, and that single page you wanted to see it with a visualization concept, maybe in the form of graphs or in the form of numbers or in some form which you like, right? So a dashboard is typically a graphical user interface which will help us to track all our key performance indicators based on a particular objective. And this dashboard generally will be based on web browser and is usually linked to a updating data sources. So as soon as the data keeps coming, the dashboard keeps updating. So you'll have the real time information, and you can set the interval maybe like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or half an hour or 1 hour, depending on the amount of the data that is streaming in. So as such, you can have that particular real-time information which is going on the ground, and you'll be able to track all your key performance indicators at once. So normally, what is the kind of dashboards that we know is the Google Analytics dashboard. So normally, now we have a lot of digital marketing people and search engine optimization people who work on this Google Analytics dashboard. Their job is to find out, for my website, how many visitors have come in a given day and in which page they have entered and how they have navigated. What is the flow of search in which the people are moving from pages? What is the kind of bounce rate? How much time a person, an average person, is spending on my website? So all this kind of information, you can see it in a single dashboard, which we popularly know as a Google Analytics dashboard. So this is basically an example which I'm telling you. Now let's see like what is this ArcGIS dashboards and what are these used for? ArcGIS dashboards enables users to convey information by presenting location-based analytics using intuitive and interactive data visualizations on a single screen. Every organization is using this GIS platform to take advantage of the ArcGIS dashboard. Why? Because you can make informed decisions, because all your data is not in the form of tables or not in an unstructured way. It is in a more structured way, in a visualization format where you can quickly take your decisions, where you can visualize what is the pattern of the data, what is the trend of the data. So let us suppose you take like the COVID, you can do the contact tracing of that particular virus, and you can find out like the affected person has got into contact with how many resources, and what is the probability of getting that COVID positive to the other people whom this COVID affected person has been in contact with. So you can make all these decisions in a fraction of second by using the dashboards. And you can also monitor the status in the real time by setting the intervals where the data can be uploaded at different intervals. And you can actually see and track what is happening on the real world. And you can inform the communities about your decision. And these dashboards, are they defined by someone or they can be tailored? They can be tailored as per the audience, specific to the audience questions. Let us suppose my project manager will ask me, right, what are the number of COVID cases that has been raised in Hyderabad from so and so, from March 2021 to till date. And she might be having a question asking me like, okay, on an average, in each day, what is the number of COVID cases that have been rising up? Is there a trend where there is a rise in the COVID cases or where there is a fall in the COVID cases? So, based on the questions that I am getting from my manager, I have to prepare a dashboard tailored specific to the questions or tailored specific to the audience. So based on that, I may have huge amount of data, but that is not all they require. They require answer only to the questions they ask. So you can prepare those dashboards by slicing out the data and just giving the information what they needed. As such, they can take informed decisions and they can also visualize the trends and patterns. And this ArcGIS dashboards are playing a very vital role and acting as a critical component in every geospatial infrastructure. So here I have given you some of the images which will show you a sample of GIS dashboards. If you see here, you can see various kinds of dashboards where some city works department is using like how many requests they are getting on a day, and how many requests have been opened and how many requests have been processed, and how much of time the people on the ground who are taking the service request or responding, what is the average time they take to respond, right? So this is a kind of dashboard you can actually prepare with the information which you have, right? And you can also find the faults. If you are getting some service request, you can also find like various kinds of faults that are there in a particular area, and you can also see like at what rate those issues are being solved, right? And here like this is one of the crime data. You can also find out like how many active calls are you receiving, 911 calls, and how many calls have been addressed within like 5 minutes of time, like what is the time frame in which the police people are reaching to that particular place where there is a crime, and within an hour how many crimes are being taking place, and what are the different types of crimes that are occurring in a region. So you can whatnot, like this is only a specific thing which we have mentioned here, but there can be a lot more which you can actually work on depending on the queries that you get and based on your audience. Types of dashboards. There are many types of dashboards which are there in ArcGIS, and who are going to use these dashboards. This can be used by any person. He can be a person of who is a general public like us, who wants some information, who wants to know like okay, how many COVID cases are there today, And can I travel to Delhi if I have to go somewhere? Is it safe? So all this kind of information I would be able to track using this dashboards. And here there are various types. I have mentioned various types here. One is like tactical dashboards. And these tactical dashboards generally help your project managers, business managers, or your stakeholders to analyze the information they have, right? So what is the kind of historical data they have and how the data pattern is, and how you're going to visualize everything you can decide based on the queries you get. And operational dashboards. Operational dashboards means like the service requests that you're getting. Maybe you're working in a public works department and you're getting several requests from uh, citizens of that particular area asking you like we have a problem with the road, we don't have plantations here, or we don't have the necessary infrastructure in the school. So it can be any kind of request that you're getting in the operational phase. So you can address all those issues if the decision maker knows like where the problem is, what problems are there, and which problems have to be addressed and which are critical. So these operational dashboards will help you to track that kind of information. It can be about the events, it can be about the projects, or it can be about the assets, or in fact it can be about any monitoring locations in real time. And informational dashboards. So information dashboards are basically like you have a lot of data in your office and you wanted to put the data onto the system and you wanted to see like okay, this data can be used somewhere. You wanted to do some derivatives, you wanted to find out some information, you wanted to engage your audience, or you wanted to make the public aware of what data they have and what kind of decisions can they take. So all this kind of information you can get it from your informational dashboards. And strategic dashboards. Strategic dashboards are, as I told you in the beginning of our presentation, it is basically helping us to track the key performance indicators set for a particular objective. So you can evaluate your organization's performance based on the uh, indicators that you set for your organization, and you can prepare strategic dashboards, and this would be very helpful for the business makers or the stakeholders to take a right decision at the right time. So let's deep dive into the demonstration. And before I go ahead with this demonstration, I would like to show you the dashboard, which I need to log in here. I'm going to argusonline.com, log in with my credentials. I have actually opened a dashboard. Okay. So this is a dashboard which is actually prepared by another organization. And if you can see here, you can actually see the Redlands emergency map, and you have like various kinds of information here. And what information do you have here? You have various kinds of layers, and the image, the background image which you are seeing is a base map, which you can see here. And on top of it, we have this World Traffic Service, which you can see in the green color. And if you wanted to see all the list of layers, you can see like the Redlands Community Hospitals. So can you see here? These are the community hospitals. Can you see? And these are like animal sheltered areas. Okay. And you have like middle schools, right? So you have like various layers here. So it depends on your requirement. You wanted to track fire, you wanted to track ambulances, you wanted to track emergency facilities. So what all information you can have within your organization, you can add that data and then you can prepare a dashboard here. And as soon as I'm zooming in and zooming out, the bar graph is getting changed because based on the extent it is showing the number of incidents that has been occurring with respect to a particular incident type. If you see here in this particular extent, there are more vehicle accidents. Okay, and there are like vehicle accidents here. And if I want to see the vehicle accident, this is one vehicle accident and this is the other vehicle accident. If you want to see the respiratory emergency, you can click here and you can see here the respiratory emergency. Let us suppose I am going to this extent, I can see like only whatever the facilities are here, only that I will be able to see here, right? And this will actually help your decision makers to take the decisions in the right time. Okay, so this is the kind of dashboard which we will be preparing. So I'm going to my RGS online account, and once I log in, this is my home page as I'm going to prepare a map. So I have to click on map here. Okay, this is showing me a base map by default. So it depends on you on what kind of map you wanted. So based on that, you can select your base map from the available list of base maps given by ISRI. Okay, so if you want this, you can add street lights. So I have this information for which area I'm going to do the mapping. So I wanted to do mapping for Redlands area. Redlands, California, USA. And it is zooming into that particular location here. Okay, so this is like Redlands area. So I wanted to add the facilities here and I wanted to prepare a dashboard like this. So if I have my own data, I can create a feature class and then I can add it here. But as of now, I'm using the data which is created by others. So I can add the data from here, click on add, click on search for layers. And I don't have the data within my content where I have prepared the data earlier. So I'm clicking here and I'm going to RGS online account. So here, the data, whatever you want, you can filter the data from here and you can take the data. Let us suppose I wanted to take the data only within this map extent. So click on filter and only show content within the map area. So it will show you whatever the content it is there within this area that is going to be shown here. Okay, and then I want to search for some information. So I'm clicking on that information, and if you see here, so I want this uh, police feature class to be added. So I'm clicking here. So if you see here, this is the uh, police information which I have. I wanted to add the ambulances because that is also emergency information. So I have added emergency here, which you can see here, ambulances. And fire is also an emergency facility. So I'm going to add fire. And you can see that in pink color here. And if you want reported incidents, like what kind of incidents have been reported, so you can add that. So can you see the phone calls here, the green ones and the red ones? So you can click on this and the operation status is open, which means that it is not at solved. So it is the status is open, and you see the red ones, the operational status is closed, which means the problem has already been addressed in that particular area. So you have added like police, ambulances, fire, reported incidents. So these are all the facilities. I mean, these are all the different layers which you have added, and you can add the emergency facilities also. So can you see? In case of emergency, you can go to this particular area. So I have added the required information for all the emergency facilities, and I'm going to take this into consideration for preparing my dashboard. Okay. So, but I wanted to update this information in real time where I need the World Traffic Service as well. Why? Because in order to reach to this facility, I also need to see my traffic conditions. So, if you want, then um, search for the information here, World Traffic Service, and you can add this World Traffic Service here. Can you see here on top of my base map? I have added the World Traffic Service. This is a service given by ISRI and this is updated very frequently because this is a real-time information given by ISRI as a World Traffic Service. Let's come to my content and see like what all data has been added up here. So as you know, just now I have added this World Traffic Facility. I'm just turning this off. Can you see now? So the green ones is your World Traffic Facility and the polices you can see in the blue color, and then I've added ambulances in the yellow plus symbol and the fire stations in the pink ones and incidents. What kind of incidents has been reported? So you can see it in the green and red colors because whatever is open is shown in green color and whatever is closed is shown in red color. And these are the emergency facilities. Okay. So this is basically my data as of now. So I want to first save this data and then I can go ahead and work with the other information. So, if you want the data to be updated, very if you want the data to be updated, you can see like at what frequency you want the data to be updated here. You can click here and you can click on refresh interval. So at what interval you want this layer to be updated. So for every 0.3 minutes, I want this layer to be updated. So you can update the information here and then you can actually configure the pop-ups. So if you click here, you have so much of information, but do you need all this information? If you want, you can keep it, or if you don't want, you can actually remove that particular information. Okay. So how do you do that? Click here for emergency facilities, click on pop-up. So do you need a facility ID? If you need a facility ID, you can keep it, else you can remove that particular uh, facility ID. So these are the list of attributes which we have. Okay. So based on the list, you can actually add or you can actually remove. Okay. And if you wanted to add an image, if you have the numbers, then you can see that particular image as well. Okay. And now I wanted to save this information. Click on save, go to save as, and what is this information? What is the title of the map that you're going to prepare? This is a web map. So monitoring real-time emergency using GIS. What information you're going to monitor? So this is a real-time information. Okay, and you can put these tags for searching of the data. You can use the fire because you're searching the fire data, you're using ambulances, you're using the police facility, right? And you're using emergency facilities. So you can add the tags which will help you to actually search this particular information. So I wanted to add my company's name, so Jusos Enterprise Solutions. I'm adding all this information and I wanted to write a summary for this. So I'm writing a summary and where do you want to store the data? If you have a folder dedicated for this, you can actually save the information over there, or else you can actually share it in your root folder or whatever the folder you like. So I'm saving it in my folder Janki 360 and click on Save Map. Okay. Now my web map has been ready, and the title has been, you are able to see it's monitoring real-time emergency using GIS. And now I would like to prepare a dashboard for the same. So click here on share, and I wanted it to be shared with everyone. So click on everyone. Okay, and if you want to share it to the groups, you can share it to the groups. Okay. So 1 second. So I have shared the information here, and if you want to share this web map, you can actually use this link for sharing the web map on your Facebook or on your Twitter accounts. And I wanted to share the web map with the current map extent. So share the current map extent and create a web map. So if you see here, you have like configurable applications or web app builder or ArcGIS dashboard. So as of now, we are going with ArcGIS dashboard. So I have the title here, I have the tags, I have the summary, and I'm going to save it in my root folder Janki 360. And I'm going to share this application in the same way as my web map, which is to everyone and which is to Geosys, which is to everyone and which is to Geosys Enterprise Solutions Private Limited. Okay, so click on done. So now the web map is getting created, which is the ArcGIS dashboard. And to this dashboard, you're going to add all your map elements. Can you see here? You got your name, and you got your web map which you have prepared. And can you see here, you have various kinds of map elements that you have. If you want to add a header, you can add a header. If you want to add a side panel, you can add a side panel. So there are various options which we have here. So we can use those options, and we can do the customization of this dashboard as per our requirement. And these are the settings that are available. So if you want to change this to a dark theme, you can change it to a dark theme. So this is how it will appear. And if you want to put it as a light theme, you can use it as a light theme. And so here I'm going to use the theme here, and I'm clicking on done. And I'm going to click on this plus, and I'm going to add the header panel here. And if you want a bigger size or a smaller size based on your this thing, you can add. If you want a bigger one, so you can see the width has been increasing. So I want a smaller one, right? And if you have an icon, you can upload an icon. If you want some background color, yes, you can take some background color. If you want, it's up to you, like how you want to customize. If you don't want anything, just leave it plain as it is. And click on done. So you can see here within the application now you have this monitoring real-time emergency using GIS. And then in a similar way, maybe if you wanted to add a side panel, you can add a side panel. And so you can actually add it, and you can actually close this one. So if you wanted to add some description, you can add the title. So you can add some description if you want to make it bold. If you want to put it in some color, you can actually do that one. And if you want it to be as a heading, you can put it as a heading. And if you want to give some background color, and you can do that. And I'm just keeping it as it is. But if you don't like, you can always remove that information. I'm taking this, and if you want to pin it, you can pin it. If you want to just slide this information, you can slide this information. If you want to delete, you can delete this. Okay. And then so I want to add a map legend here. So I'm adding the legend of the map so that it would be easy for me to understand. So click on OK. Okay. And so if you want to configure again, if you want to go back to the settings and do some configuration, yes, you can go back and do the configurations using this configure option here. But if you're okay with it, just leave it as it is. And go here and click on like pie chart. So I want the emergency facilities to show the data table. So if you want this information to be shown as a table, you can see that. And if you want the emergency facility name to be displayed, yes, you can keep it here and click on done. Okay, I want the features. I want the name, and I want the current capacity. So I don't want like 20 categories. I may be requiring like 5 main categories here. So I can actually take that information, and if I want, I can click on this show table information. But as it is very small, I don't want to use all the space that is available. So I can just add it here at the bottom. Okay. And you can take here, and if you want to insert a gauge for the reporting incidents, you can actually see that reporting incidents here, and you can click on now done. So you can see like how many incidents have been reported here. So if you want that to be added up within the CS, you can do that. So you can see here. Okay. Write like reported incidents. Click on label, and if you want it, you can add that one, and click on items and click on done. And click on this plus icon, and if you wanted to see the details, so like this, if you want to see the details, you can click on details information. Okay, and so if I wanted to list the ambulances, so I can list out the ambulances, like how many ambulances do I have. If I wanted to list it down, you can list it down. So I'm just taking the list here. If you wanted to see the serial chart, you can see the serial chart. If you want to add the data, you can actually configure and you can add the data here. Based on the vehicle type, I would like to add the information. I would like to add the count here. So if you want to specify any limit on this, yes, you can specify the limit on this. I can add this information getting added up here. Okay. So you have this dashboard, which is giving you the emergency facilities that are available, and you can see what kind of emergency facilities are available. And if you don't know, you can just click on it and you can get the pop-up information. And when you click on this, it is actually showing you the information here. And here, like you have taken the different kinds of communities that you have, like fire, high schools, community hospitals. So the different categories that you have taken here, and you have taken the number of incidents that have been occurring here. And if you want to have a detailed information of that, you have taken a detailed information of the police trucks that are available in that particular area, and you have listed out all the medical emergency facilities that are there. So you can go to this particular facility, and these are the list of ladders that we have. So this is all shown here in a single dashboard. So it depends on you how you want to actually configure and style your information. Now, because this is all in the editing mode, now you have to save this information. Click on save as. If you want to save as, you can. And if you want a dark theme for it, yes, you can select a dark theme for it. Or if you're okay with the light theme, you can go for a light theme. And this is your dashboard. Now, if you want to see this information, go to your rgs.com. Go to your content. We have saved all this information in Janki 360. So you can actually see here, we have prepared a web map, and from the web map, we have created a dashboard. So if you just click here, it will take you to that particular dashboard. And this is what it is here. And if you want to edit the thumbnail, yes, you can edit the thumbnail. Okay, and if you want to add a description, want to edit, and if you want to add few other data elements into it, you can add the map elements and you can share the data. Or if you just want to view the dashboard, just click here and you can view the dashboard, the same dashboard which we have created a while back. Okay, so this is what you can actually track your real-time emergency using GIS. And if you have any questions, you can ask me your questions. Do you have any other questions? You can please unmute and speak if you have any questions, or you can raise your hand and we can unmute. So for any kind of queries or for any kind of clarification that you need, you can please call us on our number 9493880670. It's available on WhatsApp as well. And you can also reach us on our website www.geosys.co.in. And if you want to mail us, you can mail us on janki@geosysenterprise.com. And now we'll be sending you a feedback form for the Tech Talk. So please give all your responses on the feedback form so that we'll ensure that the topics which you have selected would be presented in the next coming sessions. And thank you for joining me today. Thank you.